Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kyle Recker back at you with the review, and today we'll be taking a look at the WWE Elite Series 108 Bronson Reed. Yes, it's so cool to see Bronson Reed back in the figure line, and it's actually pretty cool to see him back in the WWE now. Because as you guys know, I was so disappointed when he got released a couple years ago, but thank God he's back, and we got more figures of him now. And as of the time of this video's recording, he's getting a decent little push at the moment. So I'm hoping they keep pushing him, and hopefully he does well. Hopefully wins some championship gold at some point. So crossing my fingers. Anyways, on the figure, I'm actually pretty looking forward to this one. I'm looking forward to see how it compares to the previous figure, despite this being a straight-up repaint. But of course, first things first, packaging. Of course, picture of Bronson Reed, got Series 108, Bronson Reed. Of course, the Elite Collection at the top there. On the side, picture of Bronson, Series 108, Elite Collection. The back, picture of Bronson Reed. The guy's bio. And his stats. You can pause it right there if you want to read. Here we go. And then down below the other figures in the set, we got Brock Lesnar, LA Knight, yeah! Bronson Reed, Omos, Chelsea Green, and Terry Gordy. Brock Lesnar, pass, because I don't like that face scan. I mean, even though I need this version of Brock Lesnar with this hairstyle or whatever, because I don't have any of those, I'm still going to pass on this one because I do not like that face scan. LA Knight, I already reviewed, so if you haven't seen that, check that out. Bronson Reed, I was reviewing today. Omos, I'm going to pick him up probably soon. Chelsea Green, I reviewed both regular and Chase, so if you haven't seen it, check that out. Terry Gordy, pass. I'm not familiar with his work, but if that changes over time and I become a fan of him, maybe I'll pick him up. So if you have not seen my reviews of LA Knight or Chelsea Green, check those out. And stay tuned for a possible future review of Omos. Anyways, that does it for the packaging. So let's open up Bronson Reed and see what we have. We'll be right back. Bronson Reed out of his packaging, and despite this being a repaint of his previous figure, this figure still rules. Like, I really like this figure. Honestly, can't decide which one I like more, but I don't know, maybe that'll change. Anyways, let's get right into it. First up is accessories. He comes with 2 pairs of hands, the same exact hands that the previous Bronson Reed came with. He's got the the claw hands for his entrance, and the standard grips. And of course, he has entrance gear. Last time it was a jacket. This time, it's more almost like a. I guess you could say it's like a jacket, but it's like a sleeveless jacket. But it's kind of like a trench coat somewhat, and it's very cool. I like the material on it. Very cool. I like the color scheme with it too, with the green and the white flames, and then got the skull on the back there. Very cool. And it comes right off. I'm not sure what material it's made of, but it's a very thin material, and it's a pretty soft material as well. I don't think this will leave stains on the figure like the jacket did on his last figure. So hopefully not, because I really like it. Like, the material looks cool. Is there stains on this figure? No. So maybe this material doesn't leave stains. So if that's the case, Mattel, keep using this, please. Anyways, here's Bronson Reed, ready for action. Starting off with the head sculpt. Again, same head sculpt as the last figure, and I'm fine with that, because this is a great head scan. Looks just like him. Perfect expression. It could have been cool if he had like a screaming face for his next figure. Or maybe, maybe for this one it would be nice though. Just to differentiate it a little bit. Make it a little bit more different instead of it just being just a straight up repaint. But either way, I'm fine with that. Great face. Moving down. This guy's chest tattoo. Now, initial photos of this figure did not have him with the chest tattoo, which definitely surprised a lot of people, but good thing he has it, because obviously it's accurate. Like, I thought it was going to be the same situation that would happen with, I don't know if you guys remember, Santino Marella. For some reason, his first 2 Mattel figures had the chest tattoo, but any other figure that Mattel made of him, they took the chest tattoo off. Like, all the basics, all the elites. So his first basic had it, which was the 2-pack with Beth Phoenix. Then his first Elite, which was Elite Series 3, they both had the chest tattoo in the same spot as well. But every figure after that did not have it. So when I first saw the photos of this figure without the chest tattoo, I thought it was going to be the same situation. I don't know, maybe some licensing thing or copyright issue with the artist. Who knows? Either way, I'm glad that they put it in here. Moving down, it's got the arm tattoos, which I don't think his last figure had these. So it's like updated tattoos. So they look pretty cool. Then moving down to a singlet, which this singlet is awesome. Very cool with the skull on there. Again, with the green and white. Very cool. Love it. Now, one thing that I'm glad they did with this figure is that they did not repeat the same thing that they did with his last figure. And that was under his elbow pads, excuse me. For some reason, under his elbow pads, they actually painted the elbow pad on his elbow on the previous figure. And I'll show you that when I do the comparison to his other figure later on. But I don't know why they did that on his last figure, but thank God they did not do it on this one. And I checked it as well, that if you move the elbow pad down a little bit, it's still that hard rubber. So they actually painted it the flesh tone as well as the tattoos this time around. Whereas the last figure, this whole elbow piece right here was all black. It was like they painted the entire elbow pad on there. Even though he had this elbow pad on, like if you took the elbow pad off, this was still painted black. Like the heck did they do that for? But thank God they did not do it for this one. Then moving down, standard black knee pads. He does have the tattoos there on his calf, which is a nice touch, and pretty small black boots. Pretty tiny. I forgot how small his boots were. Despite him being such a big guy, I actually forgot how small his boots were. For a quick little comparison, here he is with his previous figure, the Elite Series 90, Bronson Reed, which this figure is definitely an upgrade somewhat, because this one is main roster Bronson Reed, whereas the Elite 90 was the NXT Bronson Reed. And here they are. As you see, updated tattoos. Like obviously his arm here is completely blank. We got the full arm sleeve tattoo here. No tattoos on the calf on his previous figure, but this one does. And the upper shoulder and bicep have the tattoos, whereas last time it was just the forearm. The singlets, I don't know. It's actually a toss-up. I'm not sure which one I like better. If I had to pick, probably the previous one, because I like the color scheme with it, with the purple and the black and the like the red and the yellow flames, like as a tribute to Bam Bam Bigelow, and you know I love Bam Bam Bigelow. But I don't know. It's kind of a tie for me. Like I said, if I had to pick, probably Elite 90 in terms of the singlet. But for the figure, I would say this new one is much better with the updated tattoos, and especially because they did not paint his freaking elbow black like they did the last figure, which I'm going to show you right now as I'm removing the elbow pad right now. Yep, see? His last figure, they painted his entire, pretty much his whole elbow joint here black. So I don't know why they did that. That would actually be an interesting question to ask the designers at Mattel, that question, like at Ringside Fest or something. Be like, why did you paint Bronson Reed's elbow black on his last figure? Like, it made no sense. And also a little comparison with the entrance gear. As you see, here's the new one. Whereas the last one was basically just like a cloth jacket. New one I think is better for the material because, like I said, it doesn't stain the figure, whereas this jacket did. But the actual design of it, I actually like the jacket on the old one better because it has more detail and just much more toyetic. Articulation standard and the same as the last figure. Head rotates side to side, can go up and down. Arms rotate 360, can go in and out. Rotate the bicep. Double joint the elbow, but it's hindered by the elbow pad here. Rotate the wrist and then hinge of the wrist. Of course, has the ab crunch, which is a little limited, obviously, because he's a big guy. Swivel with the waist here. Legs forward, which you can barely move, which sucks. Go back, in and out, rotate the thigh. Double jointed knee. Swivel with the boot. Then hinge at the ankle. This is an older mold, so it's not stiff. And the slight ankle pivot. So slight hindering in the posability with the elbow pad. And of course, with his hips here, obviously, because he's a big guy. Well, that's fine, because you don't really need it. I would say, even though this is a straight up repaint of his last figure, of course with the updated tattoos, this figure still rules. I would say definitely a figure you might want to add to your collection, especially to update your roster. So quick final thoughts. Overall, despite this figure being pretty much just a straight up repaint of his last figure, this figure still rules. Like, I really enjoy it. Like I said, I like the gear. The articulation's okay, has a lot of small hindrances. Love the fact they gave him his updated tattoos. And it's just actually pretty cool just to see Bronson Reed back in the line. Obviously, you can know because I love Bronson Reed, and he has very toyetic and very colorful gear, so I was looking forward to seeing more figures of him. And I'm actually glad they chose this one, because this one's actually pretty cool gear. We don't see this color scheme that often on him, I don't think so. It's a really nice figure. I would say if you missed out on his last figure, I would say go for it. Or if you're a big Bronson Reed fan like me, I would still go for this one. It's a really nice figure, and actually very underrated. I think it's a hidden gem. Nobody really talks about this figure that much. I would say pick him up if you can. Like I said, good head scan, got good gear. Of course, updated tattoos. Like the material on his jacket here. It's not gonna stain the figure. So the only real complaint I would have with it is it would have been nice if it had like a different face scan, and the I don't know, maybe a little bit better material on the jacket. I mean, even though it is a nice material, it does feel a little cheap in some areas, and also the hindered posability in his elbows and his thighs and his hips. But aside from that, pretty solid figures. I would say pick them up if you can. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Be sure to check out my reviews of LA Knight and Chelsea Green from this wave if you haven't seen it. And also be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss a single review. And stay tuned for more reviews, not just WWE action figures, but AEW action figures, toy-ons, stop motions, some shorts, and a whole lot more. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, remember, you can't touch my dream, and you can't touch my soul. I'm out. Take care, guys. Bye.